Why, hi there, I'm Ron Chuck, and welcome to Cards and Dice Sunday. A reminder that we will not be with you next week, as I have a family get-together around this time, and so I'll throw something up to put on tape, but it won't be Cards and Dice. I'm sure it'll be a college basketball or something along that lines next Sunday in the afternoon while I celebrate the holidays with my family. So if Mr. Al is watching, then yes, I actually am available next Saturday night to get myself into more trouble. Today, we're going to pay tribute to Colonel Bill Staffa. Yes, he is still with us, but he's retiring from his magnificent cards and dice game, Skeetersoft, whereas he deemed National Pastime 3. If you're familiar with APA at all, you know, as I'm going to sneeze. Why, of course, this happens when I start is beyond me. And it's not like it's a tape, so I can't pause it. If you're familiar with the APA story at all, Dick Seitz adapted the game from what was called National Pastime, which was Clifford Van Beek actually created it and patented the game in 1925. The original game had no options for fielding and no pitcher control. It was a straight batting simulator. Seitz played it as a kid. I believe they came out with a 1930 or 31 season, which was all offense anyway. And he's the one that put pitching grades and fielding controls and all that. Well, if you're familiar with that at all, you know that that is either, I'm supposed to be able to see. Where was I? Blanking. Okay. If you're familiar with APA at all, you know that the basic version leaves a lot to be desired as far as pitching fatigue and what the letters meant and all that. And so we've demonstrated National Pastime Next Generation, which on itself is a very good game. But this, and last week we had on actually APA Basic, which played pretty well, especially when you can roll your own dice. But this is, I think, the best version of that era or of that generation of baseball game. National Pastime 3. Bill started off by writing for APPA Journal and somehow reverse engineered the cards because it's all basic algebraic math, which I don't quite understand, and improved upon it over the years. He created special discs for baseball BBW, baseball by Windows or baseball for Windows, which was a derivative of the APA master game. Ernie Harwell does the play-by-play if you have a copy that's old enough. And so this basically takes that engine, adds to it a little more granularity, some more with pitching fatigue, especially double plays. Pitchers can change double plays, and pitchers have the option, or can actually turn home runs into doubles or turn doubles into home runs. So all that goodness and stuff. And so I will put on the game screen and then I'll check out the chat and say good morning to you. Today's game is going to be the Washington Nationals and the Los Angeles Dodgers from Dodger Stadium sometime in 2013, because that's the demo. And I got to figure out to get in touch with Cyrus D'Amato, is the one that created the computer version of this, about getting, because my seasons and everything upgraded for that. I have a couple. All right. So happy Sunday, Al, and hello, Max Cornelius. And if you heard me, Al, yes, I am available next Saturday night to get myself in trouble. This is basically it. There is no artificial intelligence here. It would be just like if you bought the game cards and the boards and played on, let's say, like Al does on his beautiful ASLB mat. Put the cards out and played there. And if you're familiar with the APA boards, it pretty much is the same thing. Pretty nifty. So, depending on how long it takes to play and go through, I might do two. But I want to be done by 1 o'clock so you guys can go watch football or do what you need to do. So, it's a real lineups from the 2013 season. The Nationals and the Dodgers, and the Washington Nationals will lead off like this. Denard Span is in center field. You see the two numbers there by outfielder on the top of the order? He has a 3 range and a 2 arm. Bill broke down both of those. Ryan Zimmerman's at third. He'll bat second. Bryce Harper is at left. He's a 2 and a 3 arm. 3 is the best you can get for an arm, and 3 is the best you can be as an outfielder. Jason Worth is in right field. Captain Caveman. Adam LaRoche is at first. He'll bat fifth. Ian Desmond is a shortstop. He'll bat sixth. Anthony Rendon was the second baseman. 7's pretty good as far as I remember. Wilson Ramos, the Buffalo, is the catcher, and Jordan Zimmerman's on the mound. For the Dodgers, it's Carl Crawford leading off. This is post-trade with the Boston Red Sox. You're welcome. He's in left. Yasiel Puig is in right. He'll bat second. Adrian Gonzalez, whose name is Mud here in New England, is the first baseman. Ramirez, I'm not sure. Anyway, he's a 7. Andre Ethier is a bad center fielder. He will bat fifth. A.J. Ellis is the catcher. Uribe will play third. 5's pretty good. Mark Ellis is the second baseman. And look, it's the second week in a row I've trotted out Clayton Kershaw on a replay. We're playing the jump system for stolen bases, which means that Bill corrected one of the major flaws, I think, in APBA Basic, which is you get to call your own stolen bases. So there's a couple dice rolls involved with that. All right, let's get to it. So Denard Span's in the box. Kershaw is ready. Let me try to explain the rating here. He's AXZ. He's a 14Q2. AXZGDP minus, okay? So let's explain this. He's going to get any X strikeout call, so like on a 25 or a 27. He won't get the double play. He'll get the strikeout. Z means that he has excellent control. G means he either turns, I'm sure he's turning home runs into doubles. And DP minus is that he does not allow a lot of double plays. So automatic double play rolls might just be a force play with him, a fielder's choice. He is an A-grade pitcher for the first 3 innings. He turns into a B pitcher in the 4th. And then he has to, I believe, allow 1 or 2 base runners from the 7th on to get downgraded. And then finally, by the 9th inning, he would turn into a D pitcher. It's a very ingenious way to handle pitching fatigue in a cards and dice game. Not sure I'm always in love with it, but it is what it is. And it's more, outside of replay using total batters faced, I like it. All right, so Span steps in. And we'll roll the dice. And it's a 4-2, which is a 13, and that's a strikeout. So Kershaw gets him going. Got him to swing and miss for the first out. A V is on these boards. A V pitcher isn't anyone, wouldn't strike out anybody. And it explains it all right there. So 13, A and a 2. And it goes up on the log as a strikeout. So you can see the entire game that way. Next up, Ryan Zimmerman with a rare 1-column card. He's got that home run on a 6-6. And lots of chances for errors. He rolls a 3-3, and that's a 6, and that's a double to right center. So Zimmerman hits Kershaw rather quickly. And the Nats have a runner on second for Bryce Harper, who has a straight home run on a 66. And then a second column homers on 1-1, 2-2, 3-3, 4-4, and a 2 on the 5-5. So Kershaw in a bit of a jam already. The roll's a 5-6. That's a 34. It's a high pop up to second. And Mark Ellis is there, and he's got it. 2 out. Harper can't move the runner. And if Kershaw was a Y, that would be a strikeout. Here's Captain Caveman Jason Worth. Again, another single column, but only the 1 homer on the 66. 5 on 11. That's pretty good. So Kershaw's almost out of it. The roll is a 1-5, and because there's already 2 out, runner out at first, runner to third, doesn't matter. After half an inning, it's the Nationals nothing, the Dodgers coming to bat. All right, so let's explain Jordan Zimmerman's card. He rates an 8Q2, which means that he starts the game reading off a B chart. but only for 1 inning. And then he will go from the 2nd inning into the 7th. He will be read off the C chart. Remember, C's can stop 9s, and that's pretty crucial. No control or no strike, or no Z. He's a Z, so he can stop some walks. On the double play minuses, he's a fly ball pitcher. Hopefully all that's explained to you. Hopefully that's all explained okay, not to you. So here's Carl Crawford. He rolls a 5-1, and that's an 8, and a B stops an 8. And so instead, it's a ground ball to Desmond over to LaRoche, 1 out. Yasiel Puig, the batter, I believe that was his rookie year, has a home run on the straight 6-6. The pitch is a 4-3. That's a 29. He's not next, so it's a ground ball right back to Zimmerman. He tosses it over to Gonzalez, or no, over to LaRoche, and that's the 2nd out. So 2 ground outs by Zimmerman. And then I'll bring up Adrian Gonzalez. Again, a rare 1-column card. What's on that 3-3? Here's some straight doubles. The 1-1 and 3-3 are double rolls, and the 66 is a home run. It's a 4-1, which is a 24, and that's a ground out to Desmond. He throws over to LaRoche, and LaRoche is busy. After 1, no score. So that brings up Adam LaRoche. LaRoche was a power hitter. Got a straight home run on a 6-6 and a couple 2nd column home run chances. Kershaw delivers. 6-3 is a 32, and that's a fly out to right. So 1 out. Hold on to that A as long as you can. Here's Ian Desmond. Another 1-column card. Rolls a 5-3, so he's going to reach on an error. E5, batter to first, so give the error to Uribe. Now, I can do 3 things here. As a house rule, I always go for the jump. So I'm going to roll the dice again, or the die again. I can play it safe, or I can replace the pitcher. I don't want to play it safe because then you would never steal. So here we go. It's the same 2-sided die. If the die roll comes in anywhere from 1-1 to 2-2, Desmond's out. He's out trying to steal. No, he makes it. I'm sorry. That's a stolen base. It's helpful if you know the rules, Ron. So a 1-1 to a 2-2. So anything with the 1 or a 2-2, he steals second base, which makes the error more costly. But if he rolls a 6-5 or a 6-6, he's out. So you're taking the chance. And so I like this. It just kind of throws a little more drama into the mix. So you ready? Dice roll is a 4-3. He'll hold. He can't get the jump. And so he also will not be subject to the random gets thrown out stealing with a game on the line type deal, which is, I believe, what I had last week playing Appa Basic. Anthony Rendon, my favorite National. Honest to goodness. No straight home runs, but 1, 2, 3 shots to get in that 2nd column. Runner on first is Desmond on the air. The roll, nope. I don't want to undo it. Dice roll is a 4-5. That's a walk, but since Kershaw is a Z, it's only a ball. Ball 1. You roll him again. And again, that's another ball. You think the dice are loaded here, huh? 3rd dice roll is a 4-1. It's a force play. A ground ball to short. Ramirez. Desmond was charging down the line. He throws to Gonzalez, and that's the out. So it's not a double play because it's a DP minus. It shifted him down. So 2 out for the Buffalo. Wilson Ramos. Desmond on second. Pitch from Kershaw is a 4-6. And that will be a strikeout. So that ends. Oh, it's Hanley Ramirez. How could I have not known that? So that ends the inning, and now Zimmerman turns into a C pitcher. Then, of course, the C stops a 9 from being a single. That can be pretty powerful. So here's Hanley Ramirez. Oh, here's Wilson Ramos. No, I'm sorry, Hanley Ramirez. Again, a one-column card and 2 straight home runs on an 11 and a 66. Zimmerman deals, and that's a 5-4, which is a 45, which is a fly ball to right. Worth is there, 1 out. Brings up Andre Ethier. Zimmerman did not allow a hit. Only faced 4 batters. The pitch is a 4-2. That's a 22. And that tells me it's an out at first. Ground ball to LaRoche. He flips it over to Zimmerman, and that's 2 quick out. As you can see, this game plays very fast. A.J. Ellis, the batter. Here's the pitch. 5-4 is a 45, and that's a fly ball to right. Worth stares in the setting sun and makes the catch to retire the side. No runs, no hits, and no errors. After 2.5, no score. And so it's telling me that Jordan Zimmerman's up because idiots like me, you get into a pitcher's duel like this and you're just kind of flipping right through and like, oh no, I've got runners on second and third in the 8th inning, and I just let my pitcher hit. Oh no, that's bad. So it warns you, so just in case you want to yank your pitcher. So Zimmerman to face Kershaw. Kershaw has faced 8 batters in the first 2 innings. Dice roll of a 3-5 is a straight-up strikeout, 13. Brings up Denard Span, is 0 for 1. How you doing, JD? Doing fine. So Span is 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up. Dice roll of 6-2 is a 30. Fly ball to left. Carl Crawford catches his paycheck and makes the catch. 2 quick out for Ryan Zimmerman. Oops. Oh, you just have to do that. And he rolls a 24, which is a 6-1, which is a 24. It's a ground out to short, and that retires the side. No runs, no hits, and no errors. We've played 2.5. No score. It's Juan Uribe. For the Dodgers, followed by Mark Ellis and Clayton Kershaw. Zimmerman is ready. The dice roll is a 2-2, so that's a straight single on a 7. So you can't stop a 7. And now here's why you do this. There's no chance of Uribe being caught stealing because there's an end there. He can steal second on an 11, 12, or 13 roll, but he can't be thrown out. And so Uribe is going to go. And no, 36. He'll hold right there. And that brings up Mark Ellis. Uribe on first. First hit for the Dodgers. Roll of 2-3, which is a fly ball to right. Runner holds. And there's one away, and as you can tell, Clayton Kershaw is up the plate. And bunting is just as easy as checking the box. So Kershaw's going to lay one down with 1 out. The pitch, strike. 2-1 is a strike. Going to try to put one down again, an 0-1 count. There's the pitch, 6-2, strike 2. And so at this point, Kershaw can't get the bunt down, so he's just going to swing away. The roll is a 2-5, and somehow, oh, it's a ball. So longest at-bat Napa history. We've had 4 pitches coming up here. Not supposed to happen that way, my friends. 1-2 the count. Zimmerman deals. 3-3 is a single to left center. How about that? Runner stops at second. Uribe is not an F. Kershaw is. So the runner will stop at second. And it's first and second. 1 out for Carl Crawford. Doing super, JD. So that Clayton Kershaw worked it to his advantage. Now here's Crawford. Crawford is 0 for 1. Zimmerman's pit roll is a 2-1. That's a 30, and that's a fly out to left. Everybody holds. 2 out. Yasiel Puig is 0 for 1. Zimmerman hasn't walked or struck out anybody. A rarity in modern baseball. Dice roll of 24 is struck him out. 13. And so Kershaw is done with his A business. He's now a B, which is still very effective. 2 hits for the Dodgers, but that's it. After 3, no score. Bryce Harper, Jason Worth, and Adam LaRoche for the Nats here in the 4th. Kershaw's ready. Roll of 1-5, and that's a single. Oh, okay. I'm remembering my house rules. A dice roll of 1-5 is always the speed number on any APA or NPNG or NP3 card. A 10 or 11, which means that he's got to try to steal the base. I can play it safe if it's not on a speed number. That was my house rule. But he's going here, so he can steal it on a 1-1 to a 1-5, but a 6-5 or a 6-6, and Harper's out. Anything else, he just holds it first. It is a 4-2. Can get the jump, and Harper will hold. For Jason Worth, who's 0 for 1, that's the second hit from the Nats this afternoon. Kershaw delivers. 5-2 is a 27, and because of that X on Kershaw, it's not a double play. It's a strikeout. The 4th for Kershaw. Brings up Adam LaRoche. You know, that would frustrate me. You gotta love strikeout pitchers, but you always want the double play. But sometimes you can't always get what you want. But if you try sometimes, you just might roll a 5-5, which is an 8, but against a B, that's a ground ball to third. Uribe to Gonzalez, and there's 2 out. And Desmond is 0 for 1. Kershaw has struck out 4, by the way, in 3 2/3. 2-3 is the roll. Fly ball to left. Crawford is there, and that retires the side. We've played 3.5. Nationals nothing, Dodgers nothing. So Gonzalez, Hanley Ramirez, who I forgot, and Andre Ethier due up here in the bottom of the 4th. I can't imagine that Red Dead Redemption actually might be quite fun hungover. Unless when the horse poops, that's not very fun. So Gonzalez, Ramirez, and Ethier. Zimmerman has allowed just the 2 hits. He's struck out 1 through 3 innings. Gonzalez rolls a 1-4, and that's a 43, and there's a fly ball to left. Harper is there. 1 out. Hanley Ramirez, the batter. Hanley is 0 for 1. Zimmerman deals. 3-1, and that's a single. Now, yeah, I'm going to do it. I give myself the option, if it's not an automatic speed number, like a 10 or 11. But I'm taking the risk. Hanley can steal second on up to a 2-1. And gets thrown out on a 6-6. He rolls a 2-1, and Ramirez steals second. So that brings up Andre Ethier, and Ramirez is an F runner, so he's going to get the benefit of the doubt if someone was to reach or hit a deep fly ball. So brings up Ethier. Andre's 0 for 1. Zimmerman's ready. Here's the pitch. That's a 1-5. That's a speed number. Single. Runner Ramirez rounds third. He will score without a throw, and it's 1-0 Dodgers. And so because it's on that 1-5 dice roll, to me, that's a speed number. He's got to try it. I close my eyes and roll a 2-4. He does not get the jump. So Ethier is on first. He's an S. As you saw from the board there, if that was Ethier trying to score, he would have been thrown out, and the batter went to second. Again, just little tweaks here and there to make the game deeper, but fast to play. I mean, how you doing, Seth? Good to see you, buddy. So Zimmerman is ready, and here's the pitch. Again, a 4-3, fly ball to left. Harper is there, and that's 2 out. Ethier holds for Juan Uribe. Uribe single, he's 1 for 1. 3-4 is a 44, and that's a fly ball to center. Denard Span is there, and that retires his side, but the Dodgers finally break through on the Henley Ramirez single stolen base and score on the Ethier base hit. After 4, 1-0 Dodgers. So it's Rendon, the Buffalo, and Zimmerman. And so, as I said, Kershaw is now a B till sometime in the 7th inning. And Rendon's 0 for 1. He rolls a 2-2. That's a single. And I'm not going to chance it. I don't need to chance it. But as far as I'm concerned, stolen bases should always be the manager's option. It gives you something to do. The one thing I didn't like about replay either was that you can't call stolen bases. Anywho, here's Wilson Ramos. He's 0 for 1. Runner on first. Here's the pitch. It's a 3-1. My thingy thinks I didn't said Zimmerman, and that's not what that is what I said. Go to sleep. I'm not sure what happened. All of a sudden, my things started flashing around. For me to tell you that Ramos beats out an infield hit. That 3-1 is a 9, and the B can't stop a 9. So runners on first and second for Jordan Zimmerman. And he's going to bunt. Let's see if he has any better luck bunting than Kershaw did. 2 on, nobody out, top the 5th. 3-4 is a 44, out at first, runners advance. So if you're scoring at home, my God, why would you? It goes down on the sheet, 3-4. It's going to go LaRoche to Rendon. No, wrong team. That would be pretty amazing, Ron. It's going to go Adrian Gonzalez to Mark Ellis. So 1 out and runners in scoring position. Now I have the option here. I can play my infield in with Span and try to cut off that tying run, or I can play it back. I'm going to play it in. I'm going to take the chance. The dice roll is a 2-2. It's a single to left center, and the runners score. Batter goes to second on the throw home. So Denard Span with a 2-run single to left center, and the Nationals go ahead of the Dodgers 2-1. A nice big old clutch hit for Denard Span. Yeah, winter meetings start tomorrow. But they come into town. I think they're in Vegas this year. Ryan Zimmerman is the batter. My cute little echo speaker didn't pick up on that. And so there's 1 out. And if I had to say that I'm rooting for a team, they're ahead 2-1. Zimmerman, 5-6, is a strikeout. Struck him out. So 2 out for Harper, who was 1 for 2. That's the 5th strikeout from Kershaw. 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. Roll is a 1-2, and that would be a line drive if you need it. You don't. A liner to second. Ellis jumps and makes the catch. And so halfway home, it's the Nationals 2, the Dodgers 1. It'll be Ellis, Kershaw, and Crawford from the Dodgers here in the 5th against Zimmerman. 6-5 is a foul out to third. 35 is always a foul out in any version of the game, and on the basic APBA boards, it's always to the catcher. So there was nothing more annoying than going through your 4th foul out to the catcher. You'd never see that. Anywho, I'm digressing. Here's Kershaw. Clayton Kershaw remembers single because he couldn't get down the bunt, and he wouldn't strike out. The longest at-bat in NPIII history. Zimmerman delivers, and it's a 22 on the 3-5, and that's a ground ball to first. LaRoche over to Zimmerman covering for the out. 2 out. So here's Carl Crawford, who's 0 for 2 through 18 batters. Zimmerman 4 2/3 innings. He's allowed 4 hits and a run and struck out 1. Crawford rolls a 4-2, and that's a strikeout. 13's always a strikeout, and so Zimmerman skips off the mound. After 5, it's the Nats 2, the Dodgers 1. That's a lot of snow for you, Seth. 6 inches down in Southern Virginia. We got nothing up here. I have a friend of mine, an internet friend that lives in North Carolina, and he had 6.5 this morning. They don't get that much snow down in the Carolinas. Jason Worth, Adam LaRoche, and Ian Desmond here for the Nats in the 6th. Kershaw delivers to Worth. 4-4, a single, but Kershaw is a B, and a B stops an 8. Ground ball to Ramirez over to first, 1 out. Adam LaRoche, the batter. He's 0 for 2. The roll is a 3-3. Uh-oh, gonna get a second column roll here. This could get interesting. Kershaw, just hung a curve. LaRoche sings, and it's a long drive, 23. That's going to be a double. That's a double. So LaRoche starts, or 1 out in the 6th, and LaRoche stands on second. So Kershaw, being an AB pitcher, still, he gives up a lot of, Washington's had their chances. Here's Ian Desmond. 0 for 2. Kershaw's ready. 1 out here in the 6th. The pitch, that's a 1-5. That's a single possible steal of second. The runner on second LaRoche tries to come around. Here comes the play at the plate from Crawford. They got him. They threw him out. LaRoche got greedy, and so Desmond will hold on first. No, he won't. It's a 1-5 dice roll, so he's going to try to steal. He has it on any one roll, a 2-1 or a 2-2. Anything higher than a 6-5 is a throw him out stealing. It's a 53. Desmond holds. Davy Johnson, sigh of relief. Now an F runner would have scored, but LaRoche was not an F. So again, that's just another one of those brilliant little things from the Colonel that makes this a very good version, an excellent version of the APA engine. Even though I can't say that. It's Clifford Van Beek's engine. Is it Desmond at the plate? No, he's on first. Brings up Rendon is 1 for 2. Here's the pitch, a 2-5. Kershaw stops an 8. Ground ball to third. Uribe off a hop, throws it over to Gonzalez, and that retires the side. The Nats do not score. LaRoche is thrown out the plate. After 5.5, it's 2-1 Washington. And so it'll be Puig, Gonzalez, and Hanley Ramirez for the Dodgers here in the bottom of the 6th. Puig is 0 for 2. Zimmerman, it's a 5-6. That's a 34. He's not a Y, so it's a popped up. Desmond says, I've got it, and he does. 1 out. Adrian Gonzalez is 0 for 2. 2-3 is a 26. That's a ground ball to Rendon. Has time to autograph it. Flip it over to LaRoche for the 2nd out. Hanley Ramirez. The batter, Hanley is 1 for 2. 2-1 Nats, bottom of the 6th, 2 out. 5-5 dice roll, and we're going to play it safe with 2 out. Brings up Andre Ethier, who's 1 for 2. Nats holding on to a 2-1 lead here in the 6th. 2 out. 6-5, that's a foul out, and this time it is to the catcher. And so after 6, the Nats 2, the Dodgers 1. Ramos, Zimmerman, and Span due up, and Zimmerman's going to continue to pitch. Now, I'm going to take a drink for a sec. Good old Dunkin' Ice. Excuse me. Good old Dunkin' Ice. So here's what I did when I actually was playing this more often. Starting pitchers, I always gave the 5 runs or 5 earned runs, 10 hits, or 27 batters before I could replace him. The only difference would be is if he was coming up and it was a logical situation, they were behind or needed a run, I would do it that third time through. But for my purposes, that got the pitching usage right. Because remember, in this game, there is no AI. You do everything. And so, yep, Ramos, Zimmerman, and Span. Ramos is 1 for 2. 6-6. Uh-oh, now here's where it goes. This would be an automatic home run, but because Kershaw is Clayton Kershaw, his G letter can change that. So, this is a 2 dice roll process. If it's over 42, it's a home run. So, Ramos swings and hits one long and deep to left center field. Back goes Ethier. He leaps and can't make the catch. You'll turn and watch it go. The Buffalo has homered, and it's 3-1 Washington. Or, kaboom! There. Brings up Jordan Zimmerman. Now that I've woken up the cat, 3-1 Washington. Kershaw, this is the last batter he has to face as far as I'm concerned. We'll see, because he would bat 4th in the bottom of the inning. So it's Jordan Zimmerman. Rolls a 2-6, and because Kershaw's the next, that's a strikeout. That's 6 for Clayton. So Denard Span, 1 out here in the 7th. Rolls a 3-1. Now, Span, I'm going to try. That's a single. And so he leans off of first, and he steals the base. Rolled a 1-3. Anything from a 1-1 to a 1-6. So Span has stolen second, and Kershaw is now a C. So I can now I can remove Kershaw because he meets my requirements. Yeah, I think I will. Now, who's my bullpen here? I'm going to bring in Carlos Marmol. So Marmol is a B, okay, for 7 batters. He's an XY, which means that any board reading with an X or a Y is going to be a strikeout. But he's a WW, which means that he's wild. And he's an L. I forget how that goes with the changing of extra base hits around. But he's a double play plus, so he's going to induce the grounder. He's a modern version of Bob Stanley, and it's not Span he's going to face. So it's Ryan Zimmerman, 1 out here, top of the 7th, 3-1 Nats. The roll is a 1-4. He's not an XX, so fly ball to left. Crawford's there, 2 out. Bryce Harper, 1 for 3. Marmol's ready. 1-2 is a line drive right to Mark Ellis to end the inning. So the Nats get the run on the solo shot by the Buffalo, Wilson Ramos. We go to it's stretch time in Los Angeles, Washington. 3 of the Dodgers, 1. So Zimmerman, in my view, would have to face 4 more batters because he's only faced 23. Plus, he's pitching well. And if it was all right, so A.J. Ellis is 0 for 2. Zimmerman, it's a 2-6, and that's a strikeout. So that's the 3rd for Zimmerman. Juan Uribe is 1 for 2. He rolls a 4-5. That's a walk, and since he can't get thrown out ceiling, why not? He will not go anywhere. Rolls a 3-3. So the tying run is Mark Ellis at the plate. And so Zimmerman is ready. It's a 5-3. Uh-oh, ground ball that gets by Desmond. Runner goes from first to third, and Ellis can't get thrown out. So, and Ellis steals the base. How about that? So Zimmerman's now a D. We're going to pinch hit for Marmol. Matt Kemp? Sure. So Zimmerman has to pitch to Ellis because he's a 27th batter. So Matt Kemp will roll. Now a D can't stop any base hit, but Matt Kemp has a lot of 13s on that card. 1 out. It's a 1-6, and that's a 28. I'm playing him back. Ground ball to first. Runners advance a base. So Desmond watches the run score, throws to first, and it's 3-2. But it's only Ellis on third. And that'll do it. Out comes Zimmerman. So Ian Kroll comes in. He's a straight CM, which I don't think is good for the home run thingies. But he cannot influence any double plays, walks, or strikeouts. The card results are what they say they are. So here's Crawford. He's 0 for 3, right? Yes, it is Crawford. Tying run on third, 3-2. Nationals hanging on here in the 7th. It's a 66. So it's a second column. This game is at least tied. Crawford smashes one deep to right, and Worth will turn and watch it go. 4-3 Los Angeles. Good night. Ian Kroll gives up the 2-run dinger, and the Dodgers lead it 4-3. Fans of Davy Johnson cry in their towels. Yasiel Puig the batter. He is 0 for 3. 2 out still. And that's a 2-5, and that's a base hit. We play it safe for Adrian Gonzalez. Puig on first. 4-3 Los Angeles. Matt Kemp with a 2-run pinch hit home run put the Dodgers on the board. Actually, that's a 3-run homer. 13 is a strikeout. Needed that a while ago. So that's the inning. The Dodgers score 3. We go to the 8th. They lead 4-3. So good luck, Washington. Paco Rodriguez is a 19 Q3. The lefty is an A and C, which means that for the first 2 batters, he pretty much is not going to allow anything except for a home run. He is an XY, which means that it's going to strike out even when you can't strike out. And since he struck out 8 gazillion batters, he just never put anything into play, and so it's hard to get a double play off him. So for the moment, so he's going to pitch the 8th, and then Kenley Jansen would pitch the 9th. So it'll be Jason Worth, Adam LaRoche, and Ian Desmond coming up. And after some novenas are said, here comes Worth. He rolls a 6-5, popped up, left side. Uribe reaches in the stands, 1 out. Adam LaRoche rolls a 5-2, and that's a strikeout because that's what Rodriguez does. And so, got him swinging. Desmond is 1 for 3. Rodriguez has 1 strikeout. He's now an A. So he's at least kind of hittable now. 2 out for Desmond. Rolls a 1-3. That's a strike. Next roll a 2-3. Fly ball to left. Crawford is there. And that retires the side. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Dodgers 4, Nationals 3. Kroll has faced 3 batters. Damage is already done. He's a C, so it's Ramirez, Ethier, and Ellis. 3-2 is a 26. Ground ball to Rendon. Over to first, 1 out. Andre Ethier, the batter. Andre's 1 for 3. 5-3 is a 16. Now, in APA, that would be an error, but with all the checks and stuff, the center fielder is not Ethier. It is Span, who's a 3, and he's not going to make an error. So that's an out. He dives and makes the catch. 2 out. A.J. Ellis is 0 for 3. Kroll delivers. That's a 3-4. And again, fly ball to center field. Span is there. And that retires the side. We go to the top of the 9th in Los Angeles. The Dodgers 4, the Nationals 3. And here comes Kenley Jansen. Jansen, that's not his movie preference. He just strikes out a ton. XXX. Also an A pitcher. And since he's a good closer, he can face 6 batters without his card being changed. He's going to be an A. So it's Rendon, Ramos, and a pinch hitter to face Jansen here in the 9th. Rendon rolls a 5-3, and that's an error on Ramirez. How about that? No way in hell we send Rendon. So that brings up Ramos, who has a home run. He's 2 for 3. Nats need a miracle. 3 runs and 9 hits and an error for Washington. They've stranded 6 so far. Dodgers, 4 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors. They've stranded 5. And you can't hear it, but you know that they're there. This time the Cats against the ethical treatment of baseball players. Picketing outside Dodger Stadium. Ramos rolls a 4-5, but because Jansen is a Z, that's a ball. Yeah. So 1-0 to Ramos. He rolls a 3-5, but because I did not steal on that 38, he holds it first. Sometimes it works for you, sometimes it works against you. This time for Washington, it worked against them. Still nobody out. Third roll of the at-bat. 3-3, and that ball is gone. It's a home run, and the Buffalo has made it 5-4 Washington. Kaboom! And so Ian Kroll will not bat. There's still nobody out here in the top of the 9th. And so Steve Lombardozzi, one of my favorites, his dad played for the Twins, will come in to face Jansen. Jansen has blown this save. 5-4 Washington. Here's the pitch. 2-1, fly ball left field. Crawford's there, 1 out. So for the Dodgers, it's Uribe, Mark Ellison, a pinch hitter. Denard Span is 2 for 4. He rolls a 2-5, and an A stops an 8. Pop up, third base side. Uribe, 2 out. Ryan Zimmerman. Here's the pitch. 2-5, pop up, third base side. Again, Uribe flips down the glasses, and that retires the side. So the Nats are 3 outs away from a win. Okay, don't look. Seth, don't look. Oof. We're not pitching Drew Storen. You can look. Craig Stamen comes in. Nope. Oh, it's Storen. Ha ha. Oops, sorry. He's a C and a Y. He gets 7 batters before he changes. It's Juan Uribe, Mark Ellis, and a pinch hitter. And there isn't a fingernail left in the district. Uribe rolls. A 6-1. Ground ball is short. Desmond over to LaRoche. 1 out. 1 out for Ellis, who was 0 for 3. Storen's ready. 4-1. There's a ground ball to short. Desmond over to LaRoche. 2 out. And Jansen's not going to hit. Scott Van Slyke. The last hope for the Dodgers. Storen's ready. 5-4, and the game is over. Struck him out. Got him looking. And so Storen gets the save, and the Nationals have won 5-4. I don't know why Storen should get the save. They called it right. Why can't I? Well, the save should go to Storen. You might not be able to do that because this is a demo. So Kroll gets the win. He's Jordan Zimmerman, 6 2/3 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, 1 earned. He walked 1, struck out 3. Kershaw, 6 1/3, 9 hits, 3 runs, all earned. But it's Kenley Jansen, the 2 home runs by the Buffalo, 3 for 4, 2 home runs and 3 RBI. And that will do it for us. Hope you enjoyed it. That's NP3. It's on sale at np3.com. It comes with a season of your choice, so you are not wedded to a modern season if you don't want. It is a completely no AI. You do everything yourself, but it would be just like going to KB and getting that Stratomatic and doing whatever you wanted with the cards. So they're all there, and you can play as played. You can do everybody. You can do just one team. It's a wonderful game. Thank you, Colonel, for making a very playable, basic game. Yes, this took 53 minutes for the video, but really, once you get down to it, you can play one of these games in 12 minutes. All right. No cards and dice Sunday next week because of holiday festivities in the household. My sisters and mom and spouses and nieces and nephews are coming, and uncles and cousins too. So we do our family party next week. So I'll have probably a basketball game on tape delay for you next Sunday. And then in 2 weeks, right after Christmas, we'll do some more cards and dice again. Thank you so much for your support. Hit like and subscribe to the channel. I'm Ron Juckett for Retro Sports Network. We'll talk to you. Well, I got a tape game for you tomorrow, North Carolina and Maryland from the 70s. So Tuesday, it's the requested game from Week 15, the Minnesota Vikings, the Detroit Lions, the Fran Tarkington tribute game. Until then, I'm Ron Juckett. We'll talk to you the next time.